Back already. What did you think of your last haircut? I loved it. There's nothing quite like a haircut that has been specifically cut for your needs. And the butterfly cut holds such a special place in my heart, and absolutely everyone loved it. But I think I'm ready to go short again. I think I'm ready to take out my extensions. I thought you would be. Let me show you how to take them out. Today we're going to be removing sew-in extensions. These are extensions that I had gotten 5 weeks ago, and they have lasted me an incredible time and probably have been one of my favorite hair transformations that I did ever. Compared to my very first time getting bond extensions, these lasted considerably better. Fundamentally, I am a short hair girly. As with most things hair transformation, they need an update. So today I'm going to guide Stella through how to remove her extensions, despite having no previous experience. Get into it? Let's go. Okay, let's clip in. It's going to be an exciting video. Have you taken out extensions before? No. Okay, cool. Well, no worries. I'm going to guide you through everything. So currently you have sew-in extensions, which means that you have rows of hair that have been sewn into little beads that have been essentially adhered to your hair. So the removal process really isn't going to be that difficult. It's more just going to be a process of ripping the stitches, literally removing the tracts of hair, and then breaking the bead that is holding the hair onto your own hair, and thus being able to remove every single row of extensions. This process is relatively easy, if a tiny bit time consuming, but I want to show you everything that we need to do in order to get through this together. The first thing we need is something to break the bond. This can be a set of pliers, such as this one. It would have little grooves on the inside that once you squish the bond in between it, it would immediately break, thus allowing you to release it from the hair. It can also look something like this. Essentially, there just needs to be a flat part that allows you to pinch the bond, break it, and slide it down. Oh, I can. Okay. Can get these on Amazon. We're going to need some scissors, and if they are smaller, they would be better, just so we can access the thread that is holding the weft, allowing us to cut that, but not the actual hair. A fine-tooth comb to then comb out any hairs or debris that might be left behind. Because your extensions have been in your hair for over 5 weeks, there is going to be considerable shedding. This is normal. Finally, we're going to need a paddle brush or detangling brush to comb through all of the extensions and your own hair. I would highly recommend the brushes from your brand, Stella Hair, because otherwise it would be very weird to promote someone else's brand on this hair channel. These are also extremely durable, expertly made, designed to retain the health of the hair whilst effectively detangling, combing through, and adding shine. Today, I want to use Regali, which is our bridal brush. Why is there a missing air hole? See, there's a hole right there that's missing in the center. And is it damaged? Is it already damaged? Why do you think there's an air hole? Seeing as it's in the center of the brush exactly, I feel like it would be deliberate. And seeing as when I squish the bristle pad like this, it makes a whoosh sound, I would assume it's for the comfort of the user. Yes, it's true. It's also listed on our website. Thank you. This is a very nice brush. Once you have these tools, I would always recommend removing these extensions on clean hair. This would allow us to break the bonds easier and comb through and brush out the hair much smoother. Let's begin, shall we? Oh my god, I'm ready to start. Okay. The first thing you're gonna wanna do, here's a final demo of my hair before this bitch just keeps rambling on and forces me to take out my beautiful extensions. Is you're gonna want to brush your hair out thoroughly. Tangles, knots, and masses are just going to make your work and life 10 times harder, so you're gonna need to get a good brush and starting from the bottom, work your way up. Tangling every inch of hair until you're up at your root and there are no more knots left. Using the right products at this stage is so crucial, not only for the removal of the hair, but even for the maintenance of extensions. If you use the wrong hairbrush or even hair products, it might cause the extensions to shed or loosen prematurely. So using a ball-tipped paddle brush or even a white tooth comb might be much easier than using something more aggressive. Once you've detangled effectively, we can now start to rip our stitches and thread beads. So if you watched how my extensions were put in the very beginning, you'll have noticed that these were adhered to my hair using beads that were literally squashed onto my hair. No glue was used, no adhesives, literally just the power of friction. Essentially, today we're literally just going to reverse engineer it. If a bead was flattened onto our hair, today we're going to go in with our pliers and redent it the opposite way, but obviously this is just going to cause the bead to shatter. That's what we want. Section out the exact area where you have your extensions. We do not want to add too much stress or friction onto hair that does not have an extension added to it. And then separate out the very first bead. Take your pliers and pinching the bead, you can now squash it. It might take a few tries to get this, but you'll soon realize that the bead is weakening and it's going to break and slide off. This was the only weft of extension that you had that wasn't sewn onto the beads. Hey, that was surprisingly easy. What's next, boss? Little shedding is expected. After all, this is hair that automatically would have wanted to shed. The head does shed around 100 hairs a day. So because the bead was trapping it, it is now going to be coming away today. This is normal. When it comes to the remaining 3 rows, we have to keep in mind that these were sewn onto the bead. First thing we need to do is actually rip that thread. Over here, gentle maneuvering and a very dainty scissor is probably going to go a long way to avoid any nicks to our hair or our head. Top rows of extensions were literally just sewn onto the hair, so once you remove the thread, you're essentially just removing all the wefts of the hair. Keep these in a safe place and don't let them get tangled. I gotta find the thread. Very good! Next, it is time to move on to breaking the bead once again. Okay, 2 beads down. Let's see if we can get the 3rd one. Let's try the same technique on this side. I'm not even gonna bother with the stitch ripping. I'm just gonna go straight to shattering the bond and seeing where that gets me.
So get Dawn to write it. We can't lose this. I can't imagine Dawn saying,
I'm worrying about existing accounts. If anything, they're going to get more.
He has to look at everything in person.
When's he coming?
As soon as he can.
Honorable clients in attendance. I think Roger did.
Finally, you can remove the final layer of hair, and we have now a very extensionless short section of hair. That looks weird. So any sort of a transformation that is halfway through is always going to look extremely bizarre. That's just the nature of hair. Full face of makeup typically helps, but you can still look quite stupid, I'm not gonna lie. Next section. Essentially, you're just going to be repeating the same exact thing all over your head. The back of your head is probably going to be the most difficult to maneuver just because obviously it's at an awkward angle. So I would recommend taking patience, time, and if you have help from someone else just to visually guide you. But a lot of this can also be done very much tactile. Essentially, you just need to find the bead, place it in between the pliers, and then squash. The same way you dye the back of your head, you can very easily just crush a bead and slide it off. If you don't dye the back of your head, I would highly recommend you do. It's actually really, really fun. And once you get the hang of it, it'll feel like a brand new skill that you've just unlocked. Stylist Stella jumping in really quickly over here because I just received this comment on an Instagram video where I was showing you guys how to cut your own hair. Do not post DIYs for non-licensed professionals because those of us that are licensed are tired of fixing unfixable mistakes that people like you help non-professionals make. Clients go to stylists literally saying like, oh my god, help, fix me, I did something to my hair. It is obviously making stylist's life or any professional's life harder because automatically the base that we are working with is incorrect. 90% of the people who follow me do not do the things that I do. The same way that I will watch woodworking videos that they've spent hours doing, I watch because I like watching. I'm not watching that video because I'm about to create my own $15,000 live edge white oak table. It's fun to see someone try unconventional colors. Maybe it's even exciting to see, the risk of someone cutting their hair or bleaching, God forbid it goes wrong. But there are those 10% that are watching my videos specifically so that they can affect change on their own hair. Because here's the reality about DIYers. I am a DIYer to my core. I will DIY everything. My entire studio that I made an entire video about how I remodeled it, I do it because it gives me a sense of pride. I do it because it gives me a sense of control. I do it because it gives me a sense of fierce independence and liberty. Yes, many times I've gotten it wrong, and many times you will get it wrong if you're DIYing literally anything. You will get it right. And what I want to do through my videos is help people get it right. That is not me saying, do not go to professionals. I will go to professionals. When I'm making these videos for you, I'm doing one of two things. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm encouraging you to do this exact feeling. That will give you an instant sense of control than you literally taking the smallest thing, like a haircut, and doing it yourself. If you're in a situation where financially, job-wise, prospect-wise, socially, you're not in control, doing this small thing will help you feel in control. And that's the first step towards any. But the second reason that I do this is because I am a professional. I am a professional stylist. I specialize in color correction. Sure, along the years, I've messed up a bunch. Granted, I'm the #1 person to admit it. Nowadays, I aim to mess up much less. My point is, I try to make my content much more educational than I do entertaining. Meaning, I am here to give you every single bit of knowledge that I have when it comes to hair cutting, when it comes to transformations, dyeing, mixing of formulas, color theory, wigs, how to run a business. God knows I'm still learning that. I'm sharing everything that I know so that you can get it the best that I can possibly get you in a DIY setting. If you get it wrong, please do not be ashamed. Because if a stylist ever sits you down in the chair and is saying to themselves, oh my god, I hate this client because she ruined her hair, I would get up right then and there, because I would never dream of judging someone who's giving me money. Loaded and rude you have to be to judge someone for coming to you, putting trust into your hand, and also money. Like if someone comes to me with ruined hair, I'm gonna be like, I wanna make bank, because color corrections are expensive, right? Because it takes a long time to properly master it. So you're telling me that you don't like clients who ruin their hairs, you telling me that you do not like color corrections, you're not proficient in it, and you just wish someone came to you with the perfect virgin base, which in this day and age, not gonna happen. No one's gonna come to you with the perfect base. This is my 2 cents on the situation. This comment was completely unnecessary, completely coming from a very, very wrong space, and is everything that I dislike about hairstylists. Judgment. Hairstylists judge you towards other hairstylists. Hairstylists judge you towards their clients. If you're a stylist, do not shame your clients. If you're a client, do not feel ashamed to ask for help and find someone that you trust. This person, not someone you trust. My god, you're at your final level. See, this time around, I feel like I'm leaning towards sewn extensions on you much more than I am bonded extensions, just because taking out your bonded extensions took 6 hours, and this took maybe 40 minutes. Oh my god, look, you're almost done. Rip to the long hair. Don't worry, it will be back. I'm a wig girly. It'll be back. You can remove your final layer of extension, comb it through, and you're officially back to your short hair. Oh my god, I love these extensions. I love these extensions, but I swear to god, there is a feeling reserved specially in heaven for brushing your scalp. My hair feels so skinny. There definitely was a considerable amount of shedding. Half of it is extension, I can see, because they're vivid purple strands and my hair genuinely is not. But there was genuinely quite a bit of shedding, and I think even when I wash it next, it's going to be like that. But obviously you can see my hair is still completely full. Like obviously it feels much thinner, and that's going to take like a few days to get used to, just because I don't have 300 grams of hair attached to my head. But we still have a ton of volume, a ton of hair. Oh my god! We're gonna need to color that soon. That looks... no. Help us out here. What color should we, you know? Because that's not... we can't... yeah. Comment down below what color we should do next. Because that's not looking great. How do you feel? It feels like home. It feels like home. I know. You're welcome. I think my job here is done. And here are my beautiful extensions. These are perfectly intact for another use. I just don't think I want to be doing them again. It's because my extension specialist tends to live a bit far. Ultimately, I know I'm a short hair girl. I love to wear wigs. I love to wear an assortment of accessories. I love a variety of different styles, and extensions are usually really, really good if you want one specific style of hair and not if you're changing hair constantly. Extensions are really, really incredible if you have super fine hair and want a bit of texture, a bit of volume, a bit of length. They're also really good if you do not want to dye or color your own hair, but instead want to add in a couple slivers of color. That could also look really cute. In my case, I really wanted to have long hair, and especially a very particular look that I wanted to achieve, and me and Joseph very, very much achieved that with our canyon look, so I'm very happy with it. If you haven't watched the original extension video, I am going to be putting it up here. Feel free to follow me and Joseph on Instagram as well to not miss out on any really cool hair content. If you like spreading a bit of festive cheer, be sure to subscribe to this channel and tell all your friends and family, because I'm on a roll to hit 1 million in 2025, and I'm starting my resolutions early, which means we're only 150,000 away from our goal. I think if we put our thinking caps together, we can get there. If you also want to get yourself something really special this festive season, my hairbrushes are 25% off. Just follow the link and you can get it. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, babies!